Hi, how do you know who is your best friend and who is not your real friend and is more like an enemy, a person that is trying to hurt you or take advantage of you? Well, first, before we even know who your best friend is or who your enemy is, let's find out what a true friend is. Because many times we confuse both. So, what is your definition of a true friend? For me, and based on a lot of my readings, a true friend is someone that is there for you in good times and in the bad times. They know you very well. They know your likes, your dislikes, what bothers you, what makes you angry, what makes you happy. They know so many details about you, and they accept you, and they do not try to change you. They just accept you, and they think you're the best, and they want to be around you a lot of the time. They're consistent, always there. You can trust them with your past. They know your past, and they still accept you if you tell them your dreams, your ambitions. That best friend believes in you, and they encourage you, and I believe in you, you can do this, and whatever I can do for you, I will do my best. And they do these things without expecting anything in return. All they want is to see you grow and be happy. That is a true friend. Versus a foe, an enemy, they're the opposite. Although sometimes they disguise their actions through friendship or just wanting to be in a relationship with you. For example, you tell this person your past. You trust them and they know your past. But then they bring it up. Like say, I'm gonna get into this romantic relationship with this person, and I'm really excited. And they will bring up your past. Oh, but you've messed up so much in the past already. Why do you even try again? And who's gonna love you with that past that you have? So they bring up the past. Or if you say, oh, I'm gonna try to apply for this job. It pays well. It has travel and all this good stuff, and they don't believe in you. They say, are you sure you're gonna be able to handle that? That's a lot of responsibility. They're not being supportive. And then they'll just say, well, I'm just saying so you won't be disappointed. And so that's how it's disguised as friendship. If you tell this enemy, I want to stop my vices, I want to quit smoking, I want to quit drinking, I don't want to watch porn anymore, that person is going to call you up when they're bored, and they're going to say, hey, let's go to the bar, let's go rent some movies, let's go do this, and let's go do that. And then you say, no, I already said I don't want to do that anymore. And they'll say, oh, one time doesn't hurt. It's like, why are you being so blah, blah, So they try to tempt you back into your vices. And what else do these fake friends do? Well, they're not, what do you call it? They're not trustworthy, where you say you want to do something and then they flake. Like say you have plans to take a trip, and then they just, for whatever reason, they just cancel and they say, no, I'm not in the mood. And what else do they do? They don't tell you the truth. They see how you might be going downhill, like falling into a depression or falling into alcoholism or falling into gambling issues, something that's just not going well. And they don't tell you. They're not concerned about it. They will just keep going with you and say, yeah, let's go have some fun. But they don't tell you how it's affecting your life in a negative way, because all that person wants is to have fun and pleasure out of your lifestyle, and they don't want to go at it alone. So you gotta be careful, because you can mistake that person as a friend because you have good times with them, right? So let me tell you how I found out who my best friend was and who is my worst enemy. So one day I was dreaming, and I'll do another video on dreams because dreams are very helpful. That's how God communicates with you. I was dreaming and I was asleep, very deep sleep, the kind of sleep where you want to get up but your body is not cooperating because the eyes are heavy. It's a very heavy sleep, and I was laying on my tummy, and I just said, I'll wake up later. And I was like, later. And then it felt really real. I felt the hands on my back, like, hey, like shaking me. Hey, like when you're trying to wake somebody up, you get them to react. And I was like, oh my God, it was how annoying. And I turned around and didn't pay much attention to who it was, but it kind of did scare me because it scared me. It felt so real. And I thought I woke up, but I was still dreaming. And I look at that person, and that person was a woman, which I didn't pay much attention to. But then as I sat on the bed, on the edge of the bed to sit up, I saw her face to face, and I was like, well, that's me. I was looking at myself, but that woman was 28-year-old Bola, which was me when I was at my prime, I'm still at my prime, but during that age, I was perfectly healthy, perfect skin, perfect hair, lashes, everything was perfect, and without makeup. Anyways, and I saw myself like I saw a stranger, and I was like, oh, you're so beautiful. And I say, and she smiled, and she signaled through gestures, to get up, get out of bed. And so I put my legs over to the side of the bed to jump off the bed because it was a high bed. And as I get ready to jump off the bed, she puts a skateboard under my feet. So I trip and I fall on my back, and she was cracking up. And I was like, well, that was just mean. I didn't think it was funny. It was just mean. But she gave me her hand, and I got up. She helped me get up. And smiled at me. And that was it. That's all I remember. But that's how I realized my best friend and the person that trips me over is myself, right? And so I started to reflect on that dream and just look at your situation. This is how I found out. When I get a cold, when I'm sneezing and coughing and have a bunch of allergies, who is it that gets up and makes the chicken soup? Or goes to CVS and gets the Alka-Seltzer? It's me. Or if I can't do it myself, who is it that makes the call to get somebody to do it for me? Who is it that knows me inside out? All my flaws, all my quirks, everything. It's me. I'm the one that knows all my past. I am the one that gets myself up in the morning. I tell myself at night, you're gonna wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. And my brain does it. I do it. I am the one that believes in my dreams. I am the one that believes in my abilities. I am the one that tells myself the truth. If I go and put on a dress and it looks nice on the hanger, but it looks ugly on me, I'm the one that tells myself that it looks ugly. I don't need to go ask somebody. I am the one that tells me, hey, get a move on it. What have you done today on your dreams? What have you done today for your business? So I am the one that is doing all this. And isn't that what a best friend does? And then how am I my own worst enemy? Well, because I am the one that decides whether or not I want to go out and be entertained when I should be working on my projects. If I decide that I don't want to be binging on Netflix, I am the one that goes and turns on the TV. I am the one that grabs the remote control. If I decide that I want to be ambitious because I want to travel and I want to buy this and I want to buy that and I want to go here and there, but then my other pola will tell me, you're fine, you're doing fine. Why do you gotta be so ambitious? Why do you gotta be so materialistic? Why do you want so much money? Why don't you just stay where you are? You're fine. No, I'm not fine, because we're not meant to be fine. And so that other pola, the lazy pola, will tell me everything's okay. And that lazy pola will try to nullify me, calm me down, tell me you're too restless, whatever, and will try to nullify my dreams. No, can't. So now I hope I'm making sense. If not, put it in a comment. But we have to realize we are the ones that are with ourselves 24/7. So what do you do? What do you do with yourself if you're your own worst enemy? Well, first of all, you gotta open your eyes and know the difference. Okay, I already told you that I don't say, talk to yourself, that's okay. Like if I say, I told myself that I was gonna go to the gym every other day. But the lazy one tells me, skip a day, just make it up later. That's the lazy one. You just gotta respond, hey, it's on my to-do list, I have to do it. No, talk to yourself back, just like you would anybody else. If that person says, you look fine the way you are, accept yourself. But in reality, you've got diabetes and a bunch of other diseases that are preventable because of your diseases caused by bad habits. No, it's not okay. Be honest to yourself. And realize how those actions are not good for you, those statements, and talk back. Just because it's coming from you doesn't mean it's okay. Just like you would not accept it from somebody else, don't accept it from yourself. And then what do you do with your best friend? The person that's there 24/7 looking out for you. Well, you take care of that person. You look at yourself in the mirror, reading from the book, and you are looking at that person that you love, and that person loves you back unconditionally. That person accepts you. This person you see will be with you in the good times and the bad times. This person will be with you in sickness and health. This person makes sure that you eat something healthy every day and that you keep active, and this person encourages you to keep going, to keep strong. This person believes in you, that you can accomplish your dreams. And then you need to realize that this person loves you deeply for doing all this for you. It feels wonderful to have such unconditional love. And what do? But to love that person in return with as much intensity, and then it hits you. That person in the mirror is you. So what are we gonna do with your best friend on that? You know it's you. Well, I made a promise to myself. I promise to be kind and patient to myself, to believe and trust in myself, and to be honest and loyal to me, to honor and cherish me, and my body, my soul, and my mind. And I promise myself to fulfill my purpose. And I hope that was helpful.